Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. DAPs.
I'm Katie.
19 years ago, several brave witches and wizards sacrificed their life at the Battle of Hogwarts.
That is true.
We remember that tonight.
That was today.
That was
It
today.
was today.
19 years ago.
Oh, no.
Welcome to the show, everybody! Please use the hashtag Geeks Corner to tell us how we've ruined your life by remembering that. Or talk about it in
I
the
saw it on
subjects.
Twitter, to be completely honest.
It's true. Twitter, Geeks Corner, hashtag Geeks Corner. That's us. You're probably watching on thegeekscorner.com. Talk to us.
Or on the YouTubes.
On the YouTubes.
/ DAPs Magic.
Hashtag Geeks Corner. Talk to us. We'd love to talk back.
How is everybody tonight?
Squishy. Yeah.
Really warm.
It is a little bit warm in here. I don't know what we did on Sunday. Oh, we had a really fun... Actually, I think we should talk about this tonight, just because why shouldn't we? On Sunday, we went, and you might have seen more pictures of us on Instagram than normal, and that is because we found the most fantastic PhotoPass.
Ever.
Yeah,
person.
PhotoPass.
Ever.
Talk about our experience, one of you two, because they don't want to hear me.
Go.
So it
Maybe
started
they do.
with, we try and find a photo pass every Sunday to get some pictures and to get things up on Instagram.
If you do it at 6:30, it turns out it's really hard.
Yeah, so we went on the app, which tells you the locations of where PhotoPass should be. And so we're like, there should be one in Carthay, don't find one there. We're looking, we're like, let's go to Cars Land, there should be some there. It says there's supposed to be 2 or 3, find no one. And so we just give up, and we go all the way to the back of the park, where Paradise Park is, the viewing area for World of Color. And we found a photo pass, and she was having a conversation with someone, and we just tracked her down. We're like, hi, you have the camera. Would you take pictures of us, please? And she most certainly did.
47 pictures.
47, and 7 of them were made with magic pictures. So the adding a character or balloons or whatever.
And they were awesome.
They were so...
And I cannot emphasize enough the tracking the PhotoPass down element of it. We had the moment when we neared Paradise Park of, Legolas, what are your elven eyes? There, yonder, PhotoPass.
Yes.
She was wonderful, though. Wonderful, wonderful.
So find Geeks Corner on Instagram. That's where they're all going first, and then later we'll disseminate them among the rest of us. Is that right?
That is correct.
That's how we're doing it.
Yes.
So you have to see it on Geeks Corner.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it's just Geeks Corner for Instagram, right?
Yes,
Yep.
it's just
Okay.
Geeks Corner for Instagram.
Got it. All right. Speaking of other Disney things, we had an interesting development in the world of Winnie the Pooh this last week. Ewan McGregor as Christopher Robin, grown up, and basically has forgotten what it's like to have an imagination. Until Winnie the Pooh comes back in his life and saves him. Is that a good summation of your
Yeah.
article?
Well, we don't need to see the movie now.
Is it 1991 again?
Yeah, does
'Cause
anybody
this
else
is-
think this sounds like Hook?
This seems unfortunate.
Especially because they were trying to sum him up as like an adult workaholic who focuses, like, his life's in his work and he has no imagination. I'm like, so literally
It's Hook.
Hook.
It's Hook. But can Ewan McGregor play Robin Williams?
Who's Hook? Like, I'm assuming it's going to be a Huffalumperwoozle that is the Hook.
See, I
type
don't want them to
character.
be like dark, like antagonistic characters. That's weird.
Well, they could just come and grab his kids and take them back to the 100-acre wood.
and leave a note with a dagger stabbed into a door. What do you want?
No, they'd use balloons.
And then the note, it pops right when they get there.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
like the idea
Big
that
bold
it's stuck
writing,
to
beware.
Yeah, it's stuck to the door with honey, actually. And
Yes.
Winnie the Pooh is on a search to get his honey back.
There's a bee just buzzing lightly around it.
So what do they do to make this movie right? Knowing what you know about
Ewan
it so far.
McGregor has to wear Christopher Robin shorts. It'd be right in my mind.
It might at the end of the movie. When he wakes up in the park.
You know what would make this movie right for me?
Okay.
Is in the third act of the film, after all of these events have happened, he's rekindled his relationship with these various stuffed animals. That we cut to outside him, and he is having a complete psychotic breakdown, and everyone else is just observing him go down that rabbit hole. Like,
Rabbit.
Or is it the gopher?
say there, Sonny.
So seriously though, how do you make, like,
I mean,
because honestly, if you think about it, their live action track record recently has been pretty good, I feel like.
yeah, they've done all right.
So that makes me think they know what they're doing.
The Winnie the Pooh stuff is just so innocent and straightforward. I mean, there's a lot of depth to it, but it's because it's so straightforward.
So what if it ends up being kind of like Cinderella, where it keeps that innocence?
I could see that working, but I don't know how you do that with an adult that's having this whole destructive thing.
I hope so, but I realize
You take out the intensity. That's how you do it.
the way they handle this is going to be very interesting. It's going to be very Jungle Book-esque with CGI.
Yeah,
But-
what's Winnie the Pooh gonna look like? Is he gonna be a real bear?
I was going to say, I feel like this has to be a very fragile line because Jungle Book, it could actually be real characters because he's actually in a forest. But these are stuffed animals.
There's also a risk of it becoming scary.
Oh, it's going to be terrible. Uncanny Valley all the way.
Because if you think, like, I was up at my sister's house in Washington this last weekend, and they have Winnie the Pooh everywhere. And I just thought of that Winnie the Pooh stuffed animal getting up off the bed and walking around. That actually could be a little bit terrifying.
Yeah, very fun. Well, I'm assuming they're going with the original stuff, so, like, Tigger's not going to be there, I'm guessing. Because that's the one I would be most scared of.
They have
seeing.
to have Tigger.
I don't think so.
No,
Tigger's not an original...
But he's
I don't
become
care,
so
but they should have
iconic
Tigger.
and
But how scary is that going to be?
terrifying.
It could be hilarious.
No! No!
So tell me, how do they do it right then?
They do it right in a way that we're not expecting. I think that's the only way they can do it, is they do something that we're not predicting them to do. And because everything we thought of
I
was
predict
bad.
they go the innocent route.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very family-friendly, lovey-dovey, happy, you feel good about yourself at the end of the movie type movie. And it's never going to win any awards, but everyone's going to go, oh.
They're going to make a lot of money off it.
It's going to be a Winnie the... Like, that's what you do to make Winnie the Pooh work. You don't make it too deep. You don't make it too smart. You give them exactly what they expect. And that will be a guy sitting at his computer, sad because he's working too much, and it's all because he forgot his imagination. Then this Winnie the Pooh thing shows up.
The book unfolds, and Pooh Bear, Winnie the Pooh Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give them what they want.
The old Disney Channel, yeah, that's pretty much... Yeah.
Get the monkey.
But the Disney Channel thing will happen, and
Yeah.
it might be that half-an-hour episode, you know? That.
Hi, I'm Ewan McGregor. Thanks for watching Disney Channel.
I mean, the other thing that could happen is he could be the narrator also.
They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't cast him and put him in that role. I don't think.
No, what if it turns out the narrator was always Christopher Robin?
The whole time.
Yeah.
Future Christopher Robin.
And then he woke up.
So they're going to do it There and Back Again, A Hobbit's Tale by Bilbo Baggins? Like, they're going to...
I would like to have seen Ewan McGregor in The Hobbit.
I would have liked to see McGregor in The Hobbit as well.
I think that could have
In
been a very
full
good choice.
Obi-Wan costume. The entire time.
The background of every
questions
scene. That would be fantastic.
Yes.
It looks like we might have a meme if we're ready for it.
Meme! Wow. That was intense.
Well, I always yell me.
What'd you say, Tyler?
Apparently I picked it up.
That was aggressive.
And we are ready for it.
We are ready for it, so let's show that meme.
Meme!
Spoilers. Hear no spoilers. See no spoilers. Speak no spoilers. Well, we're making them up, so they're not really spoilers about Winnie the Pooh, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not involved in that
Spoiler,
movie.
they
at
all lose their
all.
fluff by the end. Oh.
Oh, no.
Like their stitching
This is
starts
what
coming
happens
undone.
when you put them in the washing machine.
Oh, no.
Can I give a quick spoiler?
About what?
The last line from Ewan McGregor in the movie is "silly old bear," but said in the style of the original "silly old bear."
So, my question with that, isn't that basically the same as giving the title?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it would be.
In your world?
Yep.
Yeah.
Read an article on DAPsMagic.com about things that kind of annoy me in movies.
Love W. Disney says if they can film it like Enchanted, I'll buy it. I actually think
Yeah,
that could be a way to do it.
That's yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
good point.
That's very smart, actually.
Enchanted was so well.
Steven says, will Ewan McGregor have to find the 100 Acre Woods book in Merlin's hut?
Thank you for the Kingdom Hearts reference, Internet.
We are on a roll. You know what? I always say his real name because I just can't figure out how to say his Twitter handle.
Ewan McGregor's?
No, Stevens.
Dwadgu.
Dwadg.
It's DWHG.
It's acronymious, I believe.
I
so
know, but that's just too much work. Let's talk about Disneyland now.
I've heard of it.
Yes.
I'm familiar.
There's this Pirates ride thing that has a new movie coming out, and a star of said movie made an appearance on said Pirates ride on Wednesday night. was it?
Yep, Haunted Mansion. It was really cool. Eddie Murphy
Haunted
showed up.
Mansion, yes, that's the one. No, Pirates of the Caribbean, Johnny Depp appeared to delight some guests, I guess is a good way to put it.
To the chagrin of guests. What do you think?
Honestly, I don't know what I would think. If I come around the corner and there's Captain Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp, Captain Jack Sparrow, I really don't know what I would think.
Don't just remember landscape. No.
I
would remember that. Yes.
I was gonna say the only thing I would think is I better record this, put it on DAPs Magic.
Well, that would be the first thing I'd think. But I don't know, personally what I would think, because I'd be like, oh, this is a good story. But
that's all.
Yep.
That's the only thing.
We
that
don't think about things
head.
as normal people anymore now that we're on their show.
We're like, oh, remember this? So we can
could
talk
show
about
this
it.
on Geeks Corner. Yeah. Exactly.
Life happens on Tuesdays. That's a new tagline for the show.
So talk about what you thought about this.
I thought it was very funny that they. This is like a rumor that I feel like people have always passed around, and it's like, oh, sometimes Johnny Depp, he's the one on the chair at the end, and it's like a funny, like people always joke around about it or whatever.
Urban legend,
a Disney urban legend, and then here he is
doing the actual thing.
I don't know how I feel about it in general, but now I just want other celebrities to show up. And
what other celebrities do you want to see?
Neil Patrick Harris at Screamin'.
That's the one, yeah.
No, the one
Warburton.
is. I was gonna say the one is Patrick Warburton and Soren.
Absolutely, Patrick Warburton.
Wait, on Soren or on Star Tours? Because I would love it on Star Tours if there was just a live feed.
Yes.
Oh, wouldn't that be the best?
Porque no los dos.
Hey.
Porque no los dos, yeah. But that was my thing. Is like just every celebrity who's had a hand in Disney attraction. The Rock is your Jungle Cruise skipper.
I'd be down.
The
boat would be like this.
Hashtag too soon.
Hashtag too soon. Chris Pratt on Guardians.
Somebody
that might
brought that
happen
up
opening
online
day.
that I saw. I could see him showing up as Star-Lord for that hardcore. Like that'd be amazing.
I could totally see him doing something like that.
But I thought it was a nice, like...
Colin Mockery for the bread tour. Yeah!
Yeah!
That's good. That's real good. That's real good.
So we need somebody to start a petition.
Have Colin Mockery come to
have Colin Mockery on the bread tour.
The stunted bread tour that is just one screen now.
I love it. It's perfect. You don't have to wait for the door open. You can just go in, see if they're making bread, and be like, oh, too late. They're already cleaning.
Colin Mockery, I know you're a fan
every
of the show.
Sunday.
Please, come and make our dreams reality.
I think you need to start by saying his last name right.
Mockery?
Mockery.
Is it Mockery?
Pretty sure.
But they say Colin Mockery on the show.
On the show,
yeah.
they said Colin Mockery.
I was gonna say I watched a lot of
Which
who's
they could be saying
line.
it wrong purposefully.
They could be.
In a mocking tone.
Maybe that's why he always had that
funny.
dour face.
I respect you. Improv is brilliant. Good.
He is brilliant. I completely agree. So, what do you guys think of the videos?
It appeared that those that were there were having fun, and I'm glad they didn't overdo it.
Yeah.
I respect them for the succinct nature they used.
Yeah.
I don't know actually how many rides he actually saw, but I can't imagine it was more than an hour.
I think he was there. He was supposed to be there for 1. I heard he was around for 3.
Boats total?
No, like he was supposed to be
Hours?
around for 1 hour, and he stayed for 3. I don't know if that
And then he
included
did
what
his
he
little-
was doing outside.
It was
And
about an hour and a half inside the attraction.
Hour and a half in the attraction, and then
Yes.
a little bit longer outside when he did his thing.
So it was about 7 to 8:30.
So there you go.
All right.
But now I think a lot of people are getting in line, being like, "I heard Johnny Depp was here last week."
Yep.
Like-
The meme going
I've
around is
been-
there's a
I've been
sign
seeing that
posted up
everywhere.
that said, no, he's not here.
Yeah, that made me laugh.
Okay. You did an article. Talk about it.
I did an article. Is this my Indiana Jones article?
I was going to say, she did more than one article this week.
That is your Indiana Jones
Okay.
article.
I was like, I did write article. So Indiana Jones, guys. This was a very broad article that I have been feeling about Star Wars and Indiana Jones and a lot of things lately, but this specific the inspiration came from me writing Indiana Jones. I was a kid. I grew up at Disneyland. Like I say in the article, I was a child of the internet, so I was always looking up little fun facts that no one else knew about Disneyland that I could impress people when I was at Disneyland, because I was a weird kid.
What was your
guys.
favorite Disney fun fact?
I thought you were going to say search engine. Ask Jeeves was the one.
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
What's your go-to impress somebody else fact for Disney?
Yeah.
I don't. You guys are putting me on the spot. I'm so scared.
Well, I'll tell you mine in the meantime while
What's
you think about it.
yours?
How many flags are on Main Street?
How many?
How many American flags, I should specify. How many American flags?
How many?
1. There's only one American flag on Main Street.
All the other ones modified?
They are modified because it is actually illegal to leave a flag up overnight, and Disney wants to obey the law, so all of the other ones are not actually American flags.
They're
They are
really
patriotic
close.
flags.
That is
That's
fantastic.
amazing.
Mind blown. All right, talk about your article.
So I grew up in the parks, loved it. But up until recently, I only just started watching like movies. So I loved Star Wars as a kid. Never seen Star Wars. I loved Indiana Jones because how do you not love that ride? Never seen a single Indiana Jones movie. Which my father will argue me, or my mom actually will, not my dad, but they will try and argue that I've seen it. I haven't. And so watching them now.
Wait, what is this argument?
So, my mom specifically, I was trying to write this article, and I was reading it. I clap when I get excited. I was trying to read this article to my dad.
I wonder
and
if
was
that one's going to end up a meme.
I clap when I get excited. Somebody go, Miss Bailey, so you're watching.
Or it could be one of those little clip
Oh,
things.
oh my goodness. Go back like 5 episodes, take every single time she's clapped, and just like smash it together real quick.
And just have her saying that over the top, over and over and over.
Give it a
again.
beat. Oh, give it a rhythm. Make it a song. It's a song now. It's going to be a song
You
now.
should auto-tune it, too.
Yep. Clap when I get excited.
Who do we know that can auto-tune?
Who has access to auto-tuning?
Auto-tune. That would be really cool.
Go internet, learn a new skill specifically
Somebody
for
has
this.
to know how to auto-tune. Anyway, you've seen Indiana Jones and you haven't
No.
seen it, according to your parents.
Yeah, I was trying to read the article to my dad, and my mom walks out, and she's getting ready for work, so she stopped getting ready for work to be like, listen, Caitlin, I remember specifically when you were a child, you were working the VHS player, and she's like, your grandma called me because you knew how to use the VHS player at 3 years old, and I had all the Disney movies on VHS, and there you were with Indiana, or like Star Wars or something that I have said I haven't seen. And she goes, so I know you've seen it. My dad's like, well, whatever. Like, my dad has tried to argue with me that he showed me Star Wars. I'm like, no, that was my brother's. And he's like, probably. So going on Indiana Jones on Friday, I went with my best friend. It was like going on the ride for not either.
We weren't there.
They weren't there. They were unavailable at the moment. I went on Friday, and that was like going on the ride
I saw
for
a
the
really big
first
ship, though. That was pretty
time.
cool.
all over again. You know, you're doing that thing again where you interrupt me that I really don't like.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I hate
You're doing a great job.
both
Keep it up.
of you. Why did I ever agree to be on this show?
It's way more fun when it's intentional.
Let's be good. It's a good
Okay,
article.
you would. Yeah.
So basically, like writing it for the first time all over again. I can't with either of you.
We're not saying
I
anything.
know.
We're
I could just
behaving
feel
now.
the energy. Because I actually understood the movies. Well, all two that I've seen.
What was something you picked up this time you didn't pick up before?
Well, actually knowing who Sala was, like when
Oh
you,
yeah, that's kind of.
when
That's a
you
very
don't-
important thing.
He's
I
not
was-
just a random narrator at
I
the
was like,
beginning.
oh,
of-
this is a random narrator, and he like has a good presence or
Greetings,
whatever.
my friends.
I
Yeah.
had a feeling you had that. Do you know the whole spiel?
I did at one point.
Okay, keep going, Katie.
But thank you. I actually was enjoying that.
I
But,
was too.
but that was stuff like that where I've always had the appreciation for Indiana Jones. I've always had that recognition of the music, the theming. I also realized that Indiana Jones is one of the most spectacularly themed experiences in all the park, from the beginning of the queue to when you get on the ride to even when you're leaving. Like, it is so well themed.
Well, it's the first of its kind to really do that, if I understand right.
So you've both been to Walt Disney World, and we'll just stick with domestic parks.
Yeah.
Do you think this is the best themed attraction, Disney attraction currently?
From like start of line to finish,
Yeah.
or the only ones I can think of that come close are like the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Radiator Springs Racers.
See, even that though, that's just
And the
scenic.
fact that you're outside, I feel like doesn't...
There's really a presence of going into the
That is
attraction
true.
before.
Because, and there's also a charm about Indiana Jones where your phone signal dies, so you have no choice but to appreciate what's
you
around
are
you.
in, yes.
And yeah, so I feel like that is a thing, especially being the kid that I was that never really wanted to watch movies. I just wanted to experience something. The fact that I could have that appreciation for Indiana Jones without seeing the movie it was based on is something incredibly well done by the Imagineers.
And then on the flip side, how does it make you feel about seeing future movies for Indiana Jones?
More excited.
Like
less
now
excited.
that the puzzle pieces are put in place. So you've seen 2 of them.
Yes.
The next one, I think both Cameron and I have said, is probably one of our favorites.
Yes.
Yes, this is
And
last
That's my
Crusade.
understanding.
And-
It's one of the.
Does it change your feelings about seeing the next one, or is it just a?
No, I'm. Well, I was never about Indiana Jones at all, but I'm very, very excited to get more. Because the thing is, for me, because a lot of people have watched Indiana Jones since they were young, and they don't get the experience of watching them for the first time all over again. And I'm so excited that I get to have that experience as an adult who can actually like appreciate the fact that like, it's like the new ones are coming, like they're new to me. So it's kind of like that. I get to have them for the first time thing. I'm very excited about it. Yeah.
The same really goes for Star Wars in some ways too, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
was. I mean, I did Star Wars pretty fast from the time I saw New Hope here.
But you've been on Star Tours forever, right?
Oh yeah, like these are like I said, as a youngin, I would do all the rides, and I didn't necessarily understand what was happening, but I understood the theme of Star Wars. I understood the themes of Indiana Jones,
Because of John Williams' music.
because of John Williams.
It's all John Williams.
I loved John Williams before I knew who John Williams was.
That's
So.
a good line. Yeah,
That was the line of the night,
that's
actually.
good. That's real good.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Let's tweet that at something.
So I wonder if Pandora will do that for me for Avatar.
You know what? Everything I've seen coming out of Pandora, it looks gorgeous.
It's
I think it looks
beautiful.
amazing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very
It's
it's
the
going to be
first
a great
time
place to
where I'm almost
photograph.
like, hey, maybe I should go watch that movie.
You still haven't seen that,
I
right?
have not seen the
Okay.
movie, but part of me is like, maybe I should go to Florida first, experience the attractions, and then go watch the movie.
No,
I would
so
argue
first.
I would argue against that because Avatar deals with some very particular themes.
Yeah,
that think
I
are-
watched Pocahontas. It's okay.
Did you see Dances with Wolves?
I saw that one too.
Cool, we've seen it.
Dancing with Wolves, Pocahontas. I'm good to go.
In space.
In space.
pretty much.
So do I?
The visuals.
The visuals are in the park.
You forgot a dash
No.
of Smurfs.
Oh, a dash of Smurfs.
Just a
Fern
pinch.
Gully, yeah.
And a little bit of Fern Gully. You seen it?
No.
Oh, okay, you haven't seen it. Okay.
You should watch it.
They're saying I should watch it. Maybe someday we'll watch it.
Have a
Okay.
screening.
But it would be interesting to see if the same thing happens for people with Pandora.
Yeah.
Since it opens later in the month.
Yeah, I think that one's so visually appealing. I doubt very much they're focusing on story elements at
Yeah.
all for it. I mean, even though the attractions I'm seeing are taking action-y moments from the film, and they're not story-based at all.
You can put a banshee on your shoulder.
Well, I
Okay.
can too, but
No, I just think it's cool.
I think what could happen, and I know it's all called Pandora and whatever, like they're promoting that it's Avatar themed, but I feel like somebody could go into this, live their life, see everything, and walk out and go, oh, that was based on Avatar? Like if they hadn't
Right.
necessarily seen the movie
This
and
is where
had.
Avatar's filmed.
But yeah, like I feel like that's a possibility, not because you walk in and you're like, wow, this is like even if you don't know Avatar and you're not familiar.
can I tell you my hope for this area of the park?
Please do.
In a very back corner, kind of back like near one of the restrooms, with I hope like in one of the planters, just towards the back, there's a very small like protrusion coming out of the dirt. And it's the corner of a box, and you can go.
I was
to,
waiting for this joke for like the last 6
I
months.
was saving
but
it
go.
until the
Okay,
and then
keep going.
some child will eventually, a couple months down the line, go over, open up the box, and the entire park will shut down.
And it'll be a pop-up that says, congratulations, you won.
Here's some hope. That's a very fun reference, and if you didn't understand that, read some historical fiction.
Well done. I feel like that, yeah.
Lore!
You woke up Nana, good job.
You know, it was great though.
Do tell.
You did a joke without a ridiculous pun.
Wow, you've grown so much as a person.
And now you're disappointed in
I am
yourself,
kind of
but that's
disappointed in
okay.
myself, yeah.
If you'd have worked a pun into that, I would have been super. I was actually waiting for the pun to happen.
Waiting for the pun to happen. An autobiography by Cameron Jackson.
Not a biography by Mr. DAPs.
Not a spit take. Yes. Long distance high five. Ready, set, go. That was real
What
good.
was it on Sunday that he said not a biography?
I don't remember, but that's the best line
He
ever.
was trying to say it's an autobiography. And he said, it's not a biography. And Cameron's like,
Not a
it's
biography.
not a biography. And that just...
But even if you didn't have that context, that was about the extent of that
No,
joke.
We
that
have a
was-
great. This is a great idea. It's going to be good. We're going to have a not a biography of Mr. Daps by Cameron Jackson.
So I will be writing in first person the autobiography of Mr. Daps. So it's not a biography. Are you keeping up? Because we're not.
There's a horse in the ground.
All right. Well, I wrote an article this week.
You did?
It went up this morning. I'm tempted to let you talk about it, just because I think you can probably articulate it better than me.
Yes, comrades.
But my main point of it, I'm going to give my favorite line that I built this whole thing off of, and then you're going to run with it, okay?
I think I can predict the line, if I may. Remember, licking doorknobs is illegal on other planets.
Wrong.
Oh, dang.
It's awesome to be a geek, especially a Disney geek.
Yeah.
Run. Run, dude, run.
Cameron,
Are
run.
you the doctor now?
Bit of context. The original thought for this, Mr. Daps was going to write a manifesto, which was just...
I just hate that word.
And that's the problem.
That's
If
the
we were to
problem.
write a manifesto, we would have to change the entire main page to red, and like, the theme of the USSR would play in the background. You'd go, dun 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 dun. But that's kind of what it is.
And that always
it's
makes me think of Hunt for Red October. Keep going.
Red October. Notice my perfect Russian accent. So, Mr. Daps has written up an article that kind of lists out a little bit of why we do what we do. We're different, and you've probably picked up on that, but we think in a very, very good way. We try to stay not just positive, but insatiably so. We really like seeing the good in things, even if we're debating very, very geeky topics, as we often do on this show. Everything is coming from a place of positivity and respect for geek kind as it is. Especially when it comes to Disney thing, it's such a joy-filled, happy place, and that was kind of the goal of it. We really want to continue that feeling with the things that we do.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And we want to celebrate that it's awesome to be a geek.
Yep,
And so we're just going to be very proactive about that as we move forward and really stick with our why and see what happens. Is that right?
indeed.
How do you feel about that, Cameron?
Not as squishy as I did at the beginning of the show. Yes, I feel good. I mean, I like that we're different and positive and not lost in doldrums or anything.
That's truly one of the things, for those who don't know me, I have been a Daps fangirl for a long, long time. And that's one of the things I've always loved about Daps Magic, is that it's feel good, no one's shunning anybody, no one's making anyone else feel bad about the things that they like or the things that they want to do. Even if we disagree, we always respectfully do it, and yeah, there'll be jokes thrown, but we never...
That's why we can have a Star Wars mug, a Star Trek mug, and a Doctor Strange mug.
Yeah.
All in the same set. I just realized this happened accidentally. But keep going.
But it's all about loving each other and embracing our differences, because that's what makes us fun and different. And yeah, like,
Peace and love, man.
peace and love, man.
Hey man, listen. No, you're different than I am, man, and that's totally groovy, okay?
Keep going.
That joke only can go so far. I'm so sorry.
Take it as far as you want, my friend.
That's about as far as it's going.
All right, let's talk about Sundays real quick. We got a couple more minutes left in the show. What do we do on Sundays? How can people join us?
Every Sunday, every single Sunday. You think we go to Disney a lot? It's because we do. I think pretty consistently for the last many, we have been going to Disneyland on Sunday afternoons into the evenings, and just enjoying the parks. It's not so much about going on attractions or doing some of the things that require longer waits. We really just go and appreciate being there. It's very zen. And we would love for you to join us. I mean, if you're ever around the parks on a Sunday afternoon, just tweet at us with the hashtag Geeks Corner. We'll be more diligent about checking it in general. But we'd love to see. We'd love to know if you're going to be in the parks when we're going to be there. Take a picture with you. Not that we think we're particularly interesting photo material, but we like
But
you,
we're
our
working
fans.
on that.
Yeah.
We're trying to get more interesting on
I've been
front of
growing
the
my
camera.
beard as hard as I possibly can. Like,
Yeah.
it's painful at times. But yeah, no.
For everybody else.
Come on Sunday. We're usually dressed very nicely, at the very least.
Come watch me cry during Remember Dreams Come True.
Miss Bailey C says, so this is going to date how long I've been following Daps Magic. I was a senior in high school in 2008. Hashtag Geeks Corner.
Senior in high school, 2008. I am
So that's
older than
2
you.
years before Geeks Corner began, I believe.
Yeah.
That you started following. I knew you'd watched Geeks Corner from the beginning, but I didn't know 2008. That's pretty cool. All right, well, we are running out of time for tonight. We're glad that you joined us, and you can interrupt me at any time, sir.
I'm going to interrupt you right now
Please
by telling
do.
you to go to thegeekscorner.com. If you're not watching from there right now, if you're watching on YouTube, thegeekscorner.com has all of our content from forever. You can see some of the past things that we've done and catch up a little bit what we're about and what we do.
Come read any of the articles we've talked about tonight and many, many, many others on dapsmagic.com. We post there pretty darn regularly, so there's always new stuff to see.
And find us on social media. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube. You can search Geeks Corner and you'll find us. Look for Daps Magic too. That's a good place to look. But that's all the time we have for tonight, so we will see you around the corner.